Now I have all my squares filled up here for 16 squares, right? And I am going to start to make these patterns. As we have here, follow this pattern sheet here to make this quilt, right? So this is really kind of basic stuff, but we're going to just start to learn these tools a little bit and how to operate Illustrator. Now, just like with all the other Adobe products, there's several ways to do the same thing, right? So if you know this application and you can do things differently, that's fine as well. I'm just going to go over the best way I think it is to learn this. So with that said, I'm going to go over some shapes. So this first one, we're going to have two stars, right? That has the same number of points, right, with different sizes and colors. Okay, and also we have to have fill colors in here, right? So I can do black and white if I want to, and I'm planning on doing that. So I am going to just change this first one to white, or I'm sorry, to a black square, right? So I'm going to hit the path here. I'm going to select this shape, and I'm going to fill it with black, which I can do here by going up here, and I got these color swatches, and I can hit black, and now I have black. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make stars, and I can make stars in one of two ways. One way is that I can actually go to the rectangle tool, and as you can see here, I actually have a star tool here that I can go and I can make a star. Right now, the star is black, and it has 2 points of stroke. So what I can do is I can do something like make it white, okay, and then I can take away the stroke if I wanted to by going to here and taking away the stroke, and here we go. Move tool. Right, so here's one way. Now I can make a custom star if I wanted to by using the pen tool, right? The pen tool is going to be able to draw lines or paths, right? A path is 2 points, right? Here is the path. And then if I close the path like this, I now have an object, right? That I can fill. I can do whatever I want. So with that said, I can make a star this way by doing something like this. I'm not the best at making stars, but that's all right. This is art. We can have fun with making the star however we want it to look. All right, there we go. We close the path. Now I can change the way the star looks by selecting this tool right here, right? And I can click in the middle, and I have all kinds of options here, right? By the way, this tool is called the direct selection tool, right? Oh, and I can zoom in here, which is always good to work in. And I can zoom by using the magnify tool, which is Z, the zoom tool. And I can just click on this and zoom in. I can hold down the space bar for the hand to work in the middle, right? If I want to zoom out as well, I can use the Option Alt button to zoom out. Okay. And then, once again, the direct selection tool, I can now double click on each point or anchor, and I can move them however I would like to make this star look however I want it to look. Right? I can attempt to line it up. I can really do whatever I'd like with this to make it a star, right? When I go back to the regular selection tool, I can do things like I can twirl the star if I want. Do something like that. Right? So I can have something like this, and then I have stars, right? Now the second one, we want to do perfect squares and perfect squares. We know how to do this already, right? So we can go up here to the rectangle tool, and we can get a rectangle, and we can hold down the shift button, and we can make a perfect square. Here we go, and we can give this, let's say, a stroke of 1 point, and then we can do another square inside by doing the same thing, where we have this tool and hold down shift, go. And we can go and we can align this up to be in the middle. Do the same thing with this one. Something like this. And this looks pretty good, right? And of course I know I'm in the middle because of, here we go, these intersections, right? There we go, in the middle. In the middle. There we go. This is looking pretty good. I can select both of them if I want, and I can nudge them over by using the up, right, left, down arrows to get this exactly where I would like it. I have something like this, right? Now, let's say I want to fill this square black, right? I can simply select this and go here and make it black. Oops, I had both of them selected. My bad. So let's say I want this one white. Let's select it, make it white. There we go. So now I have a square within a square. Okay, I can have any amount that I want. Moving over, I can do stars and shapes, right? So let's say I like this star a lot. Instead of drawing new ones, I can actually go back over, right, and select the star, hold down the Alt option button, right, and drag this over, and I have this. Now I need this to be black, so of course I can go and make it black, right? I can then do things like I can, if I want, rotate it, right, maybe put it up here in the corner, and then I need some other shapes, maybe, so I could definitely use these shapes if I want, right? Or I can like make my own shape, like let's say I can do a triangle. Close the path. There we go, so now I have a triangle. And let's say I want to do maybe a square as well, or a rectangle here at the bottom. Do something like this. And I can almost have a little pyramid looking piece. And let's say I want to separate the rectangle from everything that's going on here, right? Because right now it looks like it's just one piece. In fact, I'm just going to go ahead and move this to the edge here, right? I can do that by adding a stroke around it if I wanted to. And I can do like a white stroke at one point. Select it, add white stroke, one point, and now this is what the whole thing looks like. Right, so you have something like this, which is looking pretty fun. Now let's say I want to do something that's not so black and white. I can also change the colors, of course, with the fills, whatever we like. But for the sake of demonstration and for the tutorial, I'm just going to keep things black and white and simple. Okay, so this is how we use the pen tool, where we make the path and we close the path into a shape, right? We have the rectangle tool, which is actually a bunch of tools that we can start to make shapes with. We went over stroke, okay, and how to get stroke, and of course the fill color here as well. And then you keep on going as much as you'd like on this and creating and being unique.